What's good, YouTube? It's of course Leviathan Prophecy, and wow, yesterday. Well, was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday that breaking news that the Big Show, aka Paul White, has signed with AEW. Now, I have never watched AEW. I've heard about it, but I've never watched it. Um, my thoughts on it is congratulations to him. Apparently the WWE has underutilized him for years. From him being a jobber, from him, winning the championship, for the first time in his career. You know what I'm saying? I think he was in his prime too. It was a triple threat match, and at Survivor Series, there was The Rock versus Big Show um, versus Triple H. It was supposed to be Austin, but I believe he got injured, so they had to make a quick replacement. So the Big Show wind up filling his shoes, filling in for him, and obviously he won around 1999. Um, but after that, he's been back to being a jobber. He's won the hardcore champion. He's won the United States champion. He's won multiple tag team champions. So he hasn't really been that disappointment. But later on in his career, obviously he's been ECW champion. So he's been multiple tag team champions with Big Show, Chris Jericho, The Miz. You know what I'm saying? Kane. So um, so I just think that the WWE overused him or misused him in some type of way. Now, I don't know the role for the Big Show in AEW. I don't know if he's going to be a commentator. I don't know if he's going to be a manager. I don't know if he's going to be a part-time wrestler. I don't know if his gimmick is going to change. I don't know if his theme song is going to change. Uh, his name might probably change too. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I just think that, I mean, it's a good move. He's been in the business for a long time. He's a vet. What I'm saying, his birthday was last month, so shout out to him. Another, Aquarius and stuff like that. So yeah, so I just think that it's a great move. It's a great move for him. And he needs to get out the limelight. Create his own path. Probably do it even better than he ever thought. He says that he has a few fights left in him. Dis- despite his age, I think he can still wrestle. So we'll see. We'll see. I just think that it's best for him. Because the WWE is not gonna push him like imagine if the WWE would have pushed the Big Show to be the world heavyweight champion. Like he came back. Like people forget his first day back, he lost to Randy Orton. When Randy Orton was going on that terror of that when he was transitioning into until heel, he lost his first match back. He lost to you know Randy Orton, and then after that we've never seen him again until the legends raw legends when they had like a whole bunch of legends came back. I wouldn't really qualify the Boogeyman as a legend, but it is what it is. Um, but yeah, man. So I just think that the WWE is a scapegoat. There's a lot of player. I mean, there's a lot of superstars who's left the business for AEW. You had Zack Ryder, you had Cody Rhodes, you had Chris Jericho, you had The Sting. You have Brodus Clay, so you have Jack Swagger. So you have a lot of superstars who jumped ship because they felt like their talent was being overused over there. You know what I'm saying? So, I won't be surprised, like Braun Strowman is another one I can see him going over there, you know? Um, so there's a lot of superstars that's being overused. Like we gone from, Drew McIntyre to The Miz, you know. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. The WWE is just out of sync, you know. CM Punk was right, you know. Y'all pour your money into this company and y'all get nothing back in return. Like why keep on spending your money on the same product if you know the product is bad? Like why would you invest into the WWE knowing the WWE is not going to invest in you long term? Because the WWE is at a point where they're not going to put a face in the company. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin held that company for as long as he could. You know, around 2004, 5. I think that was his last match against The Rock, and obviously after that he just went back to commissioner. You know what I'm saying? Well, half commissioner. He was a kind of like an consultant. Like he had to like everything Eric Bischoff does. He has to report to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Or if Stone Cold Steve Austin does something, he has to report to Eric Bischoff. So they did it with Shawn Michaels. They did it with Mick Foley. They did it with they did it with Austin. So they did it with a few people. But I hope Big Show gets that role. I don't know. But it looks like, he says that he has a few fights in him. So, like I said, we're gonna see what AEW does with him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But from handing the title to Drew, first it was from Goldberg, Brock Lesnar. No, it was Goldberg and I think Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman wound up losing it to Goldberg, and then Goldberg wind up losing it to, Drew, and then Drew wind up losing it to Randy Orton, and then Randy Orton. No, Drew lost it to Randy Orton. Drew got it back the next pay-per-view, and then here we are. The Miz is your champion. Now, I'm not mad at The Miz. I'm not really mad at The Miz because that's how the Money in the Bank always worked. You cash it in when you least expect it. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember when John Cena, defended his, WWE champion in New Year's Revolution, right? Lasted all the superstars. Well, not beat all the superstars, but he was the last person to win. Like he was the last man standing. What did Edge do? Edge cashed in $1 million in the bank. He won. CM Punk did the same thing to John Cena. Edge did it numerous of times, and he was successful. So I'm not really mad at him for cashing in the title. I'm just mad at they chose The Miz out of all the superstars to do it with. Like 10 years, well, actually not 10 years ago, 11 years ago, he won the WWE Championship from John Cena at WrestleMania, I believe. So now you fast forward, he's champion now, and he's like next Monday he's gonna face his championship. He's gonna defend his championship against Bobby Lashley, which I think he's gonna win via disqualification. Because I think he's gonna find some way to get himself disqualified, or something is gonna happen. Because I don't see, or maybe maybe he can have his 15 minutes of fame or 15 seconds of fame, and then they'll switch the belts to Bobby Lashley, and they can focus a rivalry on Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre for WrestleMania. Because I believe WrestleMania is gonna be like a two main event or 2 hour main event like they did last year. So So yeah, man. Like I said, I'm just congratulations to Big Show for making that move. And but before I go, will this hurt his chance at the Hall of Fame, at the WWE Hall of Fame? Will it hurt his chances? Because I believe that Chris Jericho being inducted into a Hall of Fame, that's probably gonna be out the window. You know what I'm saying? Chris Jericho wasn't the biggest star in the Attitude Era, but he was the third best, or he was the fourth best, of that group. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. But I hope it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's a rivalry. It's business versus business. You know what I'm saying? So it's company versus company. So if you jump ship to another company, you know, put you in the Hall of Fame? You know what I'm saying? That's like Hulk Hogan switching from the WWE to NXT. No, not NXT, Impact Wrestling, TNA. But he's already inducted. Hulk Hogan's already inducted into the Hall of Fame, so it doesn't really matter what he does. He's an icon to them. He's kind of like the Michael Jordan of wrestling. You know, even though he was crappy on the mic and crappy on the ring, crappy finisher, couldn't even cut a promo, but his energy, his stigma separated himself from the others. You know, so it is what it is. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're a wrestling fan, let me know. What do you think about the Big Show going to AEW? Do you like the move? Do you hate it? I think it's great. And plus, Big Show had to get out of there, man. Like, the way they used him when he came back to lose to Randy Orton, and then I guess he lost to like a few other, superstars he had no business losing to. It's like the company is shot dead. Like, they don't know how to create a superstar. It's kind of like the WWE is kind of like the NFL. Like the NFL do not know how to create a superstar. As soon as they create a superstar, they tear them down. You know, because nobody comes before the Shield. Nobody comes before the NFL. The NFL is bigger than you are. You know, that is just how it is. So like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. And the video will be in the description box down below if y'all want to check it out.